Hi, I'm Ivaldo Albuquerque, editor of Exotic FX. Thanks for watching. I'm recording this video on March 14th, Wednesday. Yesterday there was a Fed meeting that's really driving the markets. It has caused some big moves in the markets. So today I just want to show you how the market is reacting to this latest Fed meeting. Let's take a look at a daily chart of the dollar index. Earlier this week on Monday, I showed you a video of the dollar index. I told you the dollar was trading at a key resistance level around 80. I told you there was a potential for the dollar to break higher and move above 80, depending on the Fed meeting. Well, yesterday the Fed kept all its policies in place, but they also said the economy is indeed improving, and that was enough reason for the market to push the dollar up. So there's a breakout taking place today, Wednesday. So it's very likely that the dollar will move at least towards the previous high around 81.5. So what's really driving the dollar here is better US economic data. It's not an environment of risk aversion. Before, when we had risk aversion, we saw dollar rallies. But this time what's really driving the dollar is better economic data in the US. With the Fed saying that the economy is improving, it reduces the chance that they will do a QE3. So if there will be no QE3, that's good news for the dollar, and that's why the dollar is rallying. Let's take a look at the chart of the dollar index and the S&P 500. So I have the S&P 500 index here, this black line. Notice how stocks made new highs yesterday despite the dollar rally. So we have the dollar and stocks moving up. Again, that's happening because what's driving the dollar up is better economic data, which is also good for stocks. And if you take a look at a chart of gold, and we're looking at a daily chart of gold, you can see that gold is falling, and it's falling because of the same reason. If the Fed is saying that the economy is improving, it's likely that there will not be a QE3. So if the economy is improving, there's no really need for the Fed to print more money, and if they won't print more money, that's bad news for gold, and that's why gold is falling. So all those charts just show that what's really driving the dollar these days is better economic data in the US. Now let's take a look at one last chart. And this is the most amazing chart of the week. It shows how the dollar has exploded against the Japanese yen. So we are looking at a daily chart of the pair USD JPY. So you can see how the Japanese yen is basically collapsing with the dollar rallying against the yen. The dollar started to rally because of better economic data in the US, and with this latest Fed meeting, the dollar is making new highs against the yen. Once again, this proves that what's driving the dollar is better economic data. If the economy is doing well in the US, it's very likely that the Fed will raise rates before the Bank of Japan does. So that makes yields in the US go higher. With higher yields in the US, the Japanese yen becomes a better currency to fund carry trades. Carry trades are trades where traders borrow in currencies that pay low yields and invest in currencies that pay higher yields. So if the yields are lower in Japan, the yen becomes a better currency to fund carry trades. So we are watching the return of the Japanese carry trade. But this is also setting up as a good trading opportunity. Usually moves like this, straight up, don't last for too long. So it's very likely we will see a correction soon in the Japanese yen. So keep an eye on US economic data. That's really what's driving the Forex market these days. If the US economy starts to disappoint, it's very likely that we'll see a correction in the yen. But for now, I have been profiting from this dollar rally in my Exotic FX alert. I told my subscribers to buy the dollar against the Turkish lira and the South African rand, and so far we have open profits of about 40% on both trades. So the dollar is basically rallying across the board, and it's very likely that this will continue in the short term. If you'd like to learn more about exotic FX, please see the link below. Thanks for watching.